Good day, everyone. I am Angelo, and I'm going to report to you the quantitative model for decision making. Quantitative models for decision making. Decision making may be defined as the process of identifying and choosing alternative courses of action in a manner appropriate to the demands of the situation. Quantitative techniques help a manager to improve the overall quality of the decision making by evaluating planning factors and provide a meaningful solution when a particular problem arises. There are 9 types of quantitative techniques, and these are the inventory models, queuing theory, network models, forecasting, regression analysis, simulation, linear programming, sampling theory, and the statistical decision theory. First is the inventory models. It is defined as a method of ensuring that the right quantity and quality of the relevant stocks is available at the right time and at the right place. It consists of several types of all designed to help the engineering manager make decisions regarding inventory. There are 4 types of inventory model, and these are the economic order quantity model, the production order quantity model, the back order inventory model, and a quantity discount model. For economic order quantity model, it calculates the number of items that should be ordered at one time to minimize the total yearly cost of placing orders and carrying the items in inventory. And for the production order quantity model, economic order quantity technique applied to production orders. And for back order inventory model, it only used for plant shortages. And the last is the quantity discount model. It minimizes the total cost when quantity discounts are offered by suppliers. The second quantity technique will be the curing theory. Curing theory is one that describes how to determine the number of service units that will be minimized both customers' waiting time and cost of service. The curing theory is applicable to companies where waiting lines are common situations. It also determines and streamlines staffing needs, scheduling, and inventory, which helps improve overall customer service. It applies to companies where waiting lines are a common situation, such as cars waiting for services at a car service center, ships and barge waiting at the harbor for loading and unloading by dock workers, and etc. The third one will be the network models. Network models is a large complex task that will be ramified into smaller segments that can be managed independently. There are 2 most common network models, and these are the Program Evaluation Review Technique, which is PERT, and the Critical Path Method, which is CPM. For the Program Evaluation Review Technique, or PERT, it enables engineering managers to schedule, monitor, and control large and complex projects by employing 3-time estimates for each activity. And for the critical path method, or CPM, using only a one-time factor per activity to enable engineering managers to schedule, monitor, and control large and complex projects. The next one is forecasting. Forecasting are instances when engineering managers make decisions that will have implications in the future. Businesses utilize forecasting to determine how to allocate their budgets or plan for anticipated expenses for an upcoming period. Forecasting also uses historical data as inputs to make informed estimates that are predictive to determine the direction of future trends. Regression analysis. Regression analysis is a forecasting method that examines the association between 2 or more variables. It may be simple or multiple depending on the number of independent variables present. When a variable is involved, it is called simple regression, while two or more independent variables is called multiple regression. For simulation, it is a model constructed to represent reality or an actual on which conclusion about real-life problems can be used. It is also one of the most widely used quantitative methods because it is so flexible and can yield so many useful results. For example, choosing drilling projects for oil and natural gas, evaluating environmental impacts of a new highway or industrial plant, setting stock levels to meet fluctuating demand at retail stores, and forecasting sales and production requirements for a new drug. Linear programming. It is used to produce an optimum solution within the bounds imposed by constraints upon decision. It is also very useful as a decision-making tool when supply and demand limitations at plants, warehouses, and market areas are constraints upon the system. Sampling theory is a quantitative technique that uses population as sample and are statistically determined to be used for some processes such as quality control and marketing research. Sampling theory also saves time and money because it has a scope and limitations that limits the number of populations that will be used as samples. The last one will be the statistical decision theory. Decision theory is the science of making optimal decisions in the face of uncertainty. Statistical decision theory is concerned with the making of decisions when in the presence of statistical knowledge or data, which sheds light on some of the uncertainties involved in the decision problem. Decision theory operates by breaking a problem down into specific components, which can be mathematically modeled and combined with a suitable optimality principle to determine the best decision.